Welcome to the Informal Coding Assessment. We understand the importance of progress monitoring and data collection to optimize the RTI experience. Therefore, we are including an informal assessment of encoding and decoding skills with this package. Throughout the RTI process, we need to use testing protocol that targets the skills we are teaching. This assessment targets the skills taught when using the Orton-Gillingham approach with your students. It is designed to collect 3 benchmark data points and certainly can be modified to use as a progress monitoring tool by simply using the portion of the assessment that you are targeting the most with your student during intervention, reading, spelling, or letter sounds. Place word lists, spelling list, and letter sounds sheets in a page protector and store in small 3-ring binder. Make copies of the recording sheets, results sheets, and graph, and keep several copies in your binder as well to ready yourself for assessing your student. Place the student letter sound sheet in front of the student and ask him to say the sounds of the letters represented on the sheet. Some of the letters have multiple sounds, so you will need to ask the student to name as many of the sounds as he knows at the beginning of the assessment. Do not stop at a letter and ask the student if he knows more than one sound for that particular letter. We want to know what comes automatic for the student during this assessment. You're welcome to remind the student periodically throughout the assessment to be sure to give all of the letter sounds that he knows. Be sure to record the student's responses on the recording sheet for letter sounds. A check mark on the blank next to the letter signifies a correct response. When the assessment is complete, you will record the correct responses under each category, along with the percentage of correct responses. On this slide, you will see Kaylee's letter sound assessment results. The recording sheet for letter sounds has recently been revised, but you can see on the left, for example, that she knew 95% of her consonant sounds, 100% of her stick vowel and soldier rule sounds, and 100% of the consonant LE sounds. The number of correct sounds is listed under each section, as well as the percentage of correct sounds. There are 10 word lists in the decoding assessment. The word lists begin with closed syllables and move to more complex words and non-phonetic words. You will place the word lists one by one in front of the student and ask that he reads the words on the list. You will see word list number 1 on this slide. You will record your student responses on the teacher's sheet for recording word lists. When assessment is complete, be sure to record total words read correctly as well as the percentage of words read correctly. On your recording sheet, if the student does not know a word, place a question mark above the word. If he attempts the word and reads it incorrectly, record the student's response above the word. Here you can see Kaylee's decoding assessment results. As you notice, when reading the closed syllable list, she struggled to read the words mop, sub, rig, and dep. Thus, she read 21 words correctly out of 25, giving her an 84% for this section. Place the student spelling sheet in front of your student and explain that you will be doing a spelling activity. You will dictate words from the spelling list provided. There are 10 parts to this assessment. When the assessment is complete, be sure to record the total words spelled correctly as well as the percentage of words spelled correctly. Parts 1 through 5 are displayed on this slide. Kaylee had the most difficulty with spelling words that contain vowel teams. At the bottom of each list, you can see the number of words spelled correctly as well as the percentage of words spelled correctly. When the assessment is complete, be sure to document the results on the Informal Coding Skills Assessments result sheets under the correct benchmark. You will notice that there is a place for you to record the raw data as well as the percentages. You are simply transferring all information from each of the recording sheets onto the results sheet to have a compilation of the data to display at staff and parent meetings and to easily drive your instruction. You have been given a graph to record the percentage of correct words for both reading and spelling. It is recommended that you use different colored pens or colored pencils to record this data, so you can easily show and explain results in meetings with staff and/or parents, and this pictorial is a nice way to decipher where the student's strengths and weaknesses are so your planning is as prescriptive as possible. Shown on this slide is Kaylee's final graph. You can see that her biggest areas of difficulty were vowel teams, words that contain consonant LE, and multisyllabic words. The graph makes it easy to visually pinpoint areas of need and to monitor her progress. This concludes the informal coding assessment presentation.